Welcome back to the Little Marketing Podcast, where we share practical real-life advice for small businesses right across Australia. So today we're going to talk about something that most small businesses have but aren't getting the most out of, and that's their website. So for a lot of small businesses, a website is just something that they tick off the list, they launch it, and then they forget about it until they need to update a phone number or maybe a team member on the website. But the reality is that your website is your strongest working salesperson. So it's working while you're asleep, it's working while you're dealing with other clients, it's working on weekends, and for a lot of people, it's the first interaction that they have with your business. So it's making those first impressions before you've even had a chance to speak to someone. So a lot of the times when we review websites for small business clients, the website itself looks great, but the communication isn't there and it doesn't clearly explain what your business does. So today I thought we'd keep it really practical and talk through 5 key things that every small business owner should have on their website. They're not flashy and they're not super expensive. They're just key fundamentals that help your website to keep building and generating leads for your business. Number 1 is clear messaging above the fold. So if we start with the most important one, as soon as somebody lands on your website, they should know exactly what you do within a few seconds. People aren't reading every word on your homepage, they're scanning, they're asking themselves questions like, am I in the right place? Can these people help me? And is this relevant to what I'm looking for? And if your website doesn't answer those quickly, there's a good chance that they're going to leave and go elsewhere. So another thing that we see with small businesses is that they're trying to be clever or have catchy slogans, but they really just confuse your audience and they don't actually tell them what your business does. Your homepage should quickly communicate 4 things. So what you do, who you help, and where you operate, and why somebody should choose you. And if these 4 things are already really obvious, then you're already making it easier for your customers. Number 2 is a clear call to action. So once people understand what you do, they need to be able to know what to do next. And it's actually surprising how many websites just miss this completely. Some websites explain their business really well, and then they leave their customers wondering, okay, so what now? Should they call? Should they fill out a form? Should they be booking online, requesting a quote, or downloading something? You don't want to make people guess what they need to do next. Number 3 is trust builders. So people rarely buy from businesses that they don't trust, especially online. And when somebody's landing on your website, they're asking themselves if they can trust this business. So trust can come from a lot of different places. It could be Google reviews, testimonials, case studies, client logos showing who you've worked with, awards, years in business, photos of your team, and examples of your work. Even simple things like professional photography and consistent branding can add to the trust. One of the easiest ways to check this is to ask yourself, if I landed on my website without knowing me, would I trust this business? Number 4, make it easy to find information. So this one might sound really obvious, but it's amazing how many small businesses make people work for the simple information. Customers shouldn't have to be hunting for your phone number or digging deep to find the suburb that you work in, or be searching 3 different pages just to understand the services that you're offering. If you think about your own behavior online, if you're searching like plumbers or electricians, you're probably comparing between multiple sites. The businesses that make everything simple usually creates a better experience. So a good navigation, clear service pages, easy contact details, simple menus, fast loading pages, and all of those little things reduce friction to help people stay on your website longer. Number 5 is fresh content. So let's talk about content. So your website shouldn't be something that's finished forever. It should be evolving, and one of the simplest ways to do this is to be updating text and publishing helpful content. So helpful content could be articles, they could be FAQs or videos, podcast episodes, resources, or case studies. So not only does posting fresh and helpful content help your customers, but it also helps search engines and AI platforms to understand your business. So if you've been listening to recent podcast episodes, including last week's, we were talking about AI search, and that's where all of these conversations start to piece together. The more quality content and the more helpful content you have around these questions that your customers might normally be asking, the more chance that people have to discover your business. Your website should reduce confusion, not create it. So when you put all 5 of these things together, your website becomes easier to understand. Customers feel more confident, they trust you faster, and making an inquiry becomes an easier decision for them. So remember that people aren't coming to your website to admire the design, they're coming there to see if you fix a problem for them. And your job is to make it as easy as possible for them to understand your business. Sometimes improving your website isn't about redesigning the whole thing. Sometimes it's simply about improving the clarity or making the message stronger, adding more trust, making the navigation simple, or creating useful content. So if it's been a while since you've looked at your own website, maybe this week is a good chance to look at it with some fresh eyes. Ask yourself, could somebody understand what we do within a few seconds? Is it obvious who we help? Do we build trust quickly? Is it easy to contact us? And are we continuing to add helpful content? And if the answer is yes to all of these, then you're in a really great position. And if the answer is no to some of these, then you've got 5 things that from today's episode that you can implement. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope it was really helpful. If you want some more information, you could head to our website, which is littlemarketing.com.au. You could head to our socials or even send us an email at ask@littlemarketing.com.au. Is marketing overwhelming for your small business? Get in touch with our team today to start the conversation. If you're not sure whether your website is actually helping your business grow, we'd love to help.
Please note that all the information provided on this podcast is general in nature and is not intended to be specific advice to your individual situation. Please be sure to engage a professional for a customized approach to your business and personal circumstances.